Welcome to Gluten-Free. Oh my goodness. Welcome to Gluten-Free Life Hacks. This vlog is going to be about 10 items that I pretty much always have in my kitchen. Gluten-free items. Things that our family uses all the time and that make gluten-free life a little bit easier. And after all, what Gluten-Free Life Hacks is all about, getting you a hack or two to get you through. So here's a couple of our favorite items, and I'm not being paid for any of these items. We will link some of our, we are linked up with the Amazon affiliate program though, so we will put some of those links down below if you're interested in looking at those on Amazon.com. It's a really easy way to just get it shipped to your house, especially if you've got Amazon Prime. And we will make a tiny bit of money off that if you use those links, but otherwise we're not paid for this at all. So here we go. One of my go-to breakfast things, when I was a kid, I ate regular Quaker Oats instant oatmeal all the time, and I kept trying to duplicate this in my gluten-free life. And I was ecstatic when I found this about a year ago. Gluten-free instant oatmeal. It makes life so much easier. I not only eat this for breakfast, and it's really easy to take traveling, and just if there's a coffee maker or hot water in the hotel we're staying in, just add that hot water and good to go. And I don't have to worry about when my family gets free breakfast at the hotels. I've got something in our bag. It's easy to pack and easy to take around with us. I also take this for my lunches at work, and I started making people hungry for oatmeal at lunch. So it smells good, and it's even appetizing to people that don't have to be gluten-free. So Quaker Oats, and I really like the maple and brown sugar. So that's my personal favorite. Sticking with the breakfast theme, we have found, this is one of the first things we found when I had to go gluten-free, is Pamela's baking mixes. In particular, our favorite thing to make with this, there's two favorite things, but Pamela's pancakes that come out of this, her Pancakes, as the recipe on the back says. We love it, and I found out that some of my friends at work that know people that are gluten-free, once they had this is the kind of pancakes they make all the time, even though they don't personally have to eat gluten-free. So that was a really big testament. It's got a really great flavor. It's got some, the flour mix that Pamela's uses is really awesome. It's a really good replacement flour mix for some of your maybe gluten-containing recipes. So we love the pancakes. We also do waffles from this. But the other thing we really like to do is we modify her muffin recipe, and you can find it online or on the bigger bags version of this, and we make it a chocolate chip muffin. My kids love it. My husband loves it. Everybody in the house just loves the chocolate chip muffins too. So Pamela is a really good go-to to have in your cupboard at all times. One of the other things, and you know what, breakfast too, another brand that I was super excited to find out that they were going to do gluten-free is Krusteaz. My favorite was blueberry muffins. In fact, it's one of the things that kind of led us to finding out I was gluten intolerant and had celiac disease, but Krusteaz blueberry muffins, it'll make you forget that you're eating gluten-free. Really yummy, easy to make, and easy to just have in your cupboard in case you've got that. You need to throw it in together quick. Sticking with Krusteaz, I have tried lots and lots of different brownie mixes, and this is my current favorite. One of the things I love about being gluten-free is I always get to find a new favorite. But this is my current favorite and has been for a little bit now. Occasionally, Costco sells the gluten-free brownie mix in a big container. I think it's got 3 different mixes altogether for almost the same price as just buying one box at some of the stores. I have found that Amazon buying a lot of these mixes, it's a cheaper way to do it. Not always, but a portion of the time. Again, really easy. Where I work, we have lots of potlucks, and frequently I'll sign up and say I'm bringing something and totally forget. Great thing to throw in really quick and have ready for that potluck. One of my other favorite brands that I'm using for most of my baking right now is Betty Crocker. We, in working on the cookbook that my mom and I have been working on, And some of the other things I was doing just beforehand, I missed a lot of my gluten-containing recipes that my family made all the time, our family favorites. And trying to figure out how to make them gluten-free and buy 7 different flours, that may be exaggerating, but only just a tiny bit, and all the binder gums and everything. It was really tough trying to convert those recipes to gluten-free. One of the things that really helps is a 1-to-1 flour blend. I have 3 different ones that I keep in my cupboard for the different things that I like them for, but the one I like most often for most of my recipes is the gluten-free rice flour blend by Crocker. It is a smaller box and doesn't last you for quite as many recipes. I will share, I've got a couple secrets that I'll be sharing in the blog and maybe in a video blog too, about how to make it make a little bit more sense. But this is one of my go-to things, and this is one that I order in a case of 6 from Amazon and have around all the time. Crocker also makes a delicious chocolate cake. So if you don't have time to make it from scratch and just need to have something around, or for that birthday party, or I say for a Tuesday, this chocolate cake mix is very, very delicious. And the Crocker frostings, for the most part, are gluten-free too, and they're all marked. So that's another thing that I really appreciate, is that they're very careful about their labeling. So another go-to. Switching up gears, like I said, I like finding my new favorites, and my new favorite bread is Franz Gluten-Free 7 Grain, and this is actually from Costco. It's a 2-pack, but my family has since eaten the other side. I actually like a lot of the Franz bread for several different reasons, and that's for a whole nother thing, because it'll take me another 20 minutes to half an hour, and I can ramble on about it. But one of the perks about this is that you can find it at Costco, and it makes it a little bit more inexpensive. As we all know, gluten-free eating is not the cheapest way to eat, but it can be really delicious and a lot of fun, and this is my new favorite. And then, as you can tell, we've been shopping at Costco a lot more often, and we discovered this completely by accident, but so excited we did. We are loving the Sonoma brand pizzas that are gluten-free. We like to make our own pizza from scratch a lot of the time, but on those really crazy nights when everybody's getting home late and we just need to get fed and maybe want to do a fun family night and do a movie, this is a really easy thing to throw in and tastes really good and doesn't taste as cardboardy as some of the gluten-free pizzas do. So those are my current top 10 always in my cupboard. Oh, totally forgot my noodles. That is not the end. We almost always have this, Annie's gluten-free macaroni and cheese, basically. Finding this was a godsend. As many of you know, with children, macaroni and cheese is a big deal, and being able to make it gluten-free makes my life so much simpler instead of having to have total separate sets of pots and utensils and everything. It's nice to be able to feed everybody the same thing. It's a big comfort food, and one of those things that if you make it right, it's really, really enjoyable. I do have some tips and tricks that I have shared about this on my blog, but we'll come back to this another day too. So Annie's rice pasta, wonderful. Macaroni and cheese. And one of the other things we discovered when I first got diagnosed, there were just a couple pastas out there, and they, compared to this brand, were hard on the tummy. I'm not sure how else to say that. Gluten-free, but the different combinations of grains that were used were a little bit harder to digest, or just didn't cook right, and you could tell that they were definitely gluten-free. I love the Barilla brand, any of their gluten-free noodles. Every time I've tried one of their different makes of noodle, they've all turned out really, really well. This is one of those things. We have several boxes of spaghetti laying around because it's something the entire family eats and enjoys. It's also one of those really easy things to take to family dinners. Everybody else can have gluten pasta. I can make my own pot of gluten-free pasta. We can share the sauce, and it makes those family gatherings a little bit easier. And my kids, if they choose to have the gluten-free, you can't really tell between this and the gluten-containing version of the same brand. It looks about the same, and my kids haven't been able to really tell the difference in taste-wise either, so it's kind of nice to know that we can all eat the same thing. All right, so now that we added those last two, that is my top 10, always in our cupboard, in our gluten-free kitchen. We have lots of other items too, but these are part of our staple set. So hopefully some of these, this is a really quick introduction to some of our gluten-free hacks that are going to come later about how I get through daily life, but hopefully with these hacks to get you through, it won't be so bad. Thanks. See you next time. Oh, and please don't forget to subscribe for more videos and tips and tricks and our hacks. Please subscribe to our blog at glutenfreelifehacks.com, and please give this video a like. We are trying to get our name out there, and it also will impress my publisher the more likes I have. So please help us out and give us a like, and in the comments below, tell me what your top 10 or even top 5 gluten-free items are in your kitchen. I'd love to hear about it. Thanks so much. Yeah, I forgot about all that.